The true man is revealed in difficult times. These words from Epictetus set the stage for our journey today. Imagine living each day with unwavering purpose, facing challenges head on, and squeezing every ounce of potential from your life. This isn't just a dream, it's the Stoic way. Today, we're diving deep into how going all out in everything you do can transform your life. But what does going all out really mean to a Stoic? It's not about burning yourself out or neglecting self care. It's about living with intention, giving 100% effort in every action, no matter how small. Picture this: you're washing dishes. Mundane, right? But a Stoic sees this as an opportunity for excellence. Feel the water. Notice the soap's scent. Take pride in each spotless plate. This is going all out in the everyday. The Stoics lived by the idea that every action, no matter how seemingly insignificant, was an opportunity to practice excellence. This means living intentionally in all moments, not just the moments that seem important. It's about being fully present and dedicating yourself wholeheartedly to everything, from the smallest of tasks to the greatest of challenges. Even washing dishes can become a moment of virtuous action if you approach it with the right mindset. How many of us would normally rush through such a simple task, focusing on the result rather than the process? The Stoics teach us to embrace the process and focus on the quality of our effort, not just the outcome. Now let's break it down. 1. Presence, full engagement in the current moment. 2. Purpose, understanding why your actions matter. And 3. Persistence, pushing through discomfort and distractions. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly went all out on something? How did it feel? In Stoicism, every action reflects your character. It's not about the outcome, it's about how you show up. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced immense pressure daily, yet he committed to self reflection and living virtuously, even in the most minor tasks. What if you approached your life like Marcus? Your job isn't just a paycheck, it's a canvas for excellence. Your relationships aren't casual connections, they're opportunities to embody loyalty and kindness. This mindset shift is powerful. When you infuse purpose into everything you do, suddenly chores become character building exercises, challenges become growth opportunities, setbacks become lessons in resilience. Pause for a moment and think, what's one area of your life you could approach with more purpose today? It doesn't matter how big or small the task may seem, the key is in committing fully to it. The Spartan warrior creed states, "He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war." This ancient wisdom encapsulates the essence of going all out. Embracing the Stoic mindset isn't just philosophical, it has real world benefits. 1. Discipline. Like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. 2. Focus. You learn to cut through distractions. 3. Mental toughness. Adversity becomes your teacher, not your enemy. Let's look at a modern example: Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. Kobe wasn't just a basketball player, he was a stoic in action. He'd be in the gym at 4 a.m., perfecting his craft when others were sleeping. This all out approach made him legendary. But here's the key: Kobe didn't just go all out in games, he brought that intensity to every practice, every drill, and every recovery session. The lesson? Greatness isn't built in moments of glory, it's forged in the quiet moments when no one's watching. How could adopting this all out mentality change your life in the next 30 days? We all face the temptation of laziness, the voice that says, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "it doesn't really matter." But remember, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. And guess what? Your effort is 100% in your control. So, how do we push through? 1. Start small. Give 100% to a 5-minute task. 2. Visualize the process, not just the outcome. 3. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth. The Stoics often use voluntary discomfort to build resilience. Cold showers? Anyone? Remember, every time you choose action over laziness, you're sculpting your character. As we wrap up this first segment, I challenge you to share one thing you're committing to go all out in this week, big or small. It doesn't matter. What matters is your commitment to giving it your all. In our next segment, we'll explore how to push through pain and doubt the Stoic way. Stay tuned and remember, every moment is an opportunity to go all out. Welcome back, fellow Stoics. In our last segment, we explored the meaning of going all out and its importance in Stoic philosophy. Now let's dive deeper into applying this principle to overcome our greatest challenges. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. These powerful words from Marcus Aurelius encapsulate our next topic, pushing through pain and doubt. Life isn't always smooth sailing. We face obstacles, setbacks, and moments of intense doubt. But it's precisely these challenges that offer us the greatest opportunities for growth. The Stoics didn't just accept adversity, they welcomed it as a chance to strengthen their character. Consider the story of Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. Born into slavery, he faced unimaginable hardships, yet he didn't let his circumstances define him. Instead, he used them as a crucible to forge his wisdom. Epictetus taught that true freedom comes not from controlling external events, but from mastering our responses to them. So, how can we embody this Stoic resilience in our daily lives? Let's break it down. 1. Reframe your perspective. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, how is this an opportunity for growth? This simple shift can transform a burden into a stepping stone. 2. Practice voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed in deliberately seeking out uncomfortable situations to build resilience. This could be as simple as taking a cold shower, fasting for a day, or engaging in a challenging conversation you've been avoiding. 3. Focus on what you can control. There are elements beyond our influence in any situation, but the Stoic approach is to identify what's within our control and direct our energy there. 4. Embrace the process. Going all out isn't about the end result, it's about giving your best effort in every moment. Find joy and purpose in the journey, not just the destination. Let's look at a modern example of pushing through pain and doubt. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai. At just 15 years old, she was shot by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education. Many would have given up in the face of such adversity, but Malala went all out. She used this traumatic experience as fuel for her mission, becoming the youngest Nobel Prize laureate and a global symbol for education rights. Malala's story teaches us that our greatest setbacks can become our most powerful platforms for change. She embodied the Stoic principle of turning obstacles into opportunities. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's all well and good for extraordinary people like Malala. But what about everyday challenges? Fair point. Let's bring this down to earth with a more relatable scenario. Imagine you're working on a crucial project at work. You've poured your heart and soul into it, but your boss isn't satisfied. They demand significant changes, effectively sending you back to square one. How would you react? The natural response might be frustration, maybe even anger. You might be tempted to cut corners or give a half hearted effort. But remember, we're going all out. the Stoic way. Here's how you could approach this situation. 1. Pause and reflect. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is an opportunity to showcase your resilience and adaptability. 2. Seek understanding. Instead of defending your work, listen carefully to the feedback. There might be valuable insights you've overlooked. 3. Reframe the challenge. Instead of seeing it as a setback, consider it a chance to create something better. How can you use this feedback to elevate your work? 4. Give it your all. Approach the revisions with renewed energy and commitment. This is your chance to go above and beyond, to surprise both yourself and your boss with the quality of your work. 5. Learn and grow. Regardless of the outcome, reflect on what this experience has taught you. How has it made you a better professional and a stronger person? By approaching the situation this way, you're not just completing a work project, you're building your character. You're embodying the Stoic ideal of using every circumstance as an opportunity for growth. Now, let's talk about doubt. It's that nagging voice in your head that says you're not good enough, or why even bother? Doubt can be paralyzing, but the Stoics had a powerful antidote: action. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." When doubt creeps in, the Stoic response isn't to ruminate or overthink, it's to act. Take that first step, no matter how small. Action builds confidence, and confidence silences doubt. The lesson here is clear: action is the antidote to doubt. When you're feeling unsure, ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Then take that step. Give it your all, and watch as your doubt dissipates. Now, let's address a crucial aspect of going all out: learning from failure. In our success obsessed culture, failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs. But the Stoics had a different perspective. They saw failure as a necessary part of growth, a teacher that offers invaluable lessons. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "I judge you unfortunate because you have never lived through misfortune. You have passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you are capable of, not even you." Think about that for a moment. Seneca is suggesting that a life without failure is a life half lived. It's through our failures that we discover our true strengths and capabilities. So, how can we embrace failure as a stepping stone, not a setback? Here are some Stoic inspired strategies. 1. Separate your actions from your worth. Just because you failed at something doesn't mean you are a failure. Your successes or failures don't determine your worth, but your character. 2. Analyze. Don't criticize. Instead of beating yourself up over a failure, approach it with curiosity. What can you learn from this experience? How can you use this lesson to improve? 3. Embrace the growth mindset. View each failure as a necessary step on the path to mastery. Remember, every expert was once a beginner who refused to give up. 4. Take responsibility. While it's easy to blame external factors for our failures, true growth comes from taking ownership of our actions and their results. 5. Use failure as motivation. Let your failures fuel your determination. Use them as evidence that you're pushing your boundaries and taking worthwhile risks. Let's look at a historical example of learning from failure. Thomas Edison. Edison failed thousands of times in his quest to invent the light bulb, but his perspective on these failures was revolutionary. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's all out approach to invention wasn't about avoiding failure, it was about persisting through failure. Each unsuccessful attempt brought him one step closer to success. He embodied the Stoic principle of viewing obstacles as the way forward. Now, I want you to think about a recent failure in your own life. It could be something big or small. How did you react to it? Did you let it discourage you, or did you use it as a learning opportunity? Imagine how different your life could be if you approached every failure with the mindset of Thomas Edison or the ancient Stoics. What if you welcome failure instead of fearing it? What if you saw it as a sign that you're pushing your boundaries and truly going all out? As we near the end of this segment, let's recap the key points we've covered. 1. Challenges are opportunities for growth. 2. Voluntary discomfort builds resilience. 3. Focus on what you can control. 4. Embrace the process, not just the outcome. 5. Action is the antidote to doubt. 6. Failure is a teacher, not a definitive result. Remember, going all out isn't about being perfect. It's about giving your best effort in every moment, learning from your experiences.